What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today we have Tanjiro in his demon form. This is a bit of a spoiler for anyone who doesn't read the manga. So just so you're warned. Unless you've already seen the thumbnail, then you're spoiled already, aren't you? Oops. Okay. So anyway, landscape page, right? Use a pencil and an eraser. Sketch it out lightly, and you can do ink on top of pencil. I'm going to start with his eye. We can only see one eye, so it makes it easier. Middle of my page is about here, center point, right? And top eyelid is just to the right of that, a little bit, okay? Diagonal, up, and over, and down, this way. Right, and he seems to have a little bit of an eye line going down this way as well. And we're going to thicken up his top eyelid, right? So it goes up, over. And we'll color this in all dark down that way. And in Demon Slayer, they have like these lines that go off, these kind of eyelash lines. And then we'll color this in. Right, so then bottom eyelid, just down here, kind of like this V sort of shape like this. And you can thicken up the sort of center of it a little bit, so just add like some more weight to the middle. Like so. And then his eye inside, kind of small, right? So, and it's done. It's not circular, right, the way it's drawn. So it goes kind of this way. It's got all these angles. Probably has a name, this shape. But basically, the drawer of this doesn't like circles, and I don't blame him. So his eye is kind of just black, right? So you have an option. You can give him the white of his eye or just color the inside black. I'll give him the white. So it's kind of like a little diamond. That, right? And then we have this dark purple or dark black section that goes around his eye, right? And it's all spiky. It goes down that way. And in the manga, this is just black. In the anime, it could have a bit of purple tint in it, but we'll go for the black look. But I think in the anime as well, this may be black, like the extreme edge of it is black anyway. Right, so he's all becoming demon and stuff. So he's got these veins in his eyes, right? Like, kind of like Muzan or Nezuko. And they're kind of just these sort of tree branches or snaking kind of letter Y shapes. Just light lines like that. And then around his eye, he's all banged up and stressed out. So you add stress lines, right? So it basically makes a character look tired and under pressure, right? So then eyelid line just above, so you go up and over, and it's kind of scratchy as well. It's like sort of lightly drawn in that way. And we can't see his eyebrow. His eyebrow is like burnt off or something. So, or it's been taken over by this blob that's on his face. So before we do that big blob that's here, we'll just sort of get the shape for his face in, right? So we'll come down at his nose just here, so down from the eye a little bit just here, so like comes out around and down, his little nose sticking off there. And then he's got a nostril line, and sometimes they have hatching on the nose, you know, these kind of lines. His mouth just below, so it goes up down for the middle of his mouth, back up, and then it's longer on this side because we're in 3/4 pose. So that means this side of his lip is skinnier than this side, and it's kind of like a letter M, a stretched out letter M, you know. That's what it always reminds me of. And just this side is longer. So then we have a shadow underneath his chin. Underneath his bottom lip, should I say, just there. And then below that is chin. So his chin just goes down and up this way. So because we're in 3/4, we have side of his face here and his jaw here. So what you do is you go jaw first. Well, you don't have to go jaw first, but I will. And this will change direction and go up towards his ear. So roughly like at the edge of his eye. And it'll gradually sort of go up towards his ear here. Some of his earring comes over that line, so you might have to raise, but we'll just draw it in just to get the shape. And then his cheek on this side goes up, like so. Right, so that's kind of the shape for his face. That's all we can see of his face anyway. So then this big blob that's here, right? So yeah, it's just like this big bumping sort of thing. Bumping around. Blip. Goes around all the way. Around his forehead. Down here. It goes underneath his hair up here somewhere. So say like his hairline will be this, a spiky hairline. And then some more sort of blobbing. Lines like this coming down, and it goes over where his eyebrow would be. Comes back down, goes all the way over his nose and everything. So lots of this. Under his eye, all up over his cheek, and a bit of hatching maybe at the end, back down around. It's taking over sort of all of his face nearly. And inside here there's more sort of detailed sort of texture lines and stuff. Right, so that's roughly our shape, right? And then, so we have some more sort of lines like going around, like all these bulbous sort of. And veins and things, like veins, like in his eye, these sort of Y shapes. That. So he's like being possessed sort of, and then all this texture on it, like rough sort of bumpy lines. And now it's optional, of course, how much of this you want to do. You can go crazy with it, or sort of just do a little bit. It's kind of up to you. that's enough for me at the minute. Okay, so then the rest of his hairline just comes down this way. So we'll add some spikes. One down here. That kind of comes down the side of his face towards his eye for a spike here. Back up. And then down across his cheek. And back up here. Into there. And another spike here. This is like his fringe sort of area. And then his ear just comes out from behind this. It comes out, down, back in. And around, sort of meets the jaw just here. And then we have ear lines and stuff inside. Like so. And his earring sort of comes out here, right? We'll finish his hair, then we'll do his earrings and stuff, those details. So the rest of his hair. So let's say, kind of comes out from behind his neck a little bit in that earring, but we'll just do the ones that we can see up here first. So say, let's just go from here. Adding these spikes. And of course he does have all sort of red lines on the edges, so. One here. Back in, up to here, back up. Now remember, hair moves, so if yours isn't exactly like mine, don't worry. And then another comes up around here. This one will probably go off the top of my page, yeah. If you have more room, you can just bring that to a spike. And it sort of will come back in here maybe. And then another line there. And this one goes over, back in, up, down, 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 do, 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 do. Goes out that way. Down there. Kind of longer Tanjiro hair than the anime, or sort of, I don't know, a bit finer or something. There. This goes down, out, back in. Another one there. Another one here. Right, like that. So you have two options. You can color the whole thing black like the manga, or you can add the red edges, right? So basically, we'll do some red edges, right? So you'll go, we'll draw them in. So you add these sort of sections like this that you color red, okay? They kind of go around each sort of hair spike. Okay, and they like come out from his hair here as well, like his hairline there. You get just these little spikes like that. All right, so these will be colored red. Another one, say here. This one. You kind of want them to grow back down into his hairline this way. So, like going up around here. You're just kind of going around the edge, trying to add some red highlights, right? So like in here, maybe another one. Another. And then this one. down into there. Back up around. Sometimes there's these kind of zigzag sort of things like that. To there. And up and there. So then another one here. That. And this goes back down. Yep. Okay, so he has a scar still in here, his sort of demon, not his sort of sun god star, I guess, scar. Yeah, this way. So, comes down here, goes up that way. He has some blood coming out of his mouth, so I'll just draw that in there. And maybe some on his like eyes here as well. And then he has like all scratches and dirt, and you know, he looks proper beaten up and stuff like that. So like so. Then his earrings, so rectangle, right? So if you don't want to cover the jaw, you can just do the earring here. But in the picture I'm drawing from it, the earring comes across his face, going this way. So it's kind of up to you. If you want to just draw the earring down there, you can. I'll just copy the picture just to keep it authentic. So we'll go that way. Rectangle that way. Right, like so. And then I'll just erase that line. So then in there we have the top of it. And like the sun, circle shape, and then the land, and then the sun rays. Like so, and then his other earring hanging out over this side. Same sort of thing, top and bottom border, and then the land, and then the sun, and then the rays hitting the land this way. Very symbolic image, this. And then maybe the line just go back into there. So his collar then, right? So sort of bumps around here, white collar, right? Goes underneath his chin and out the other side, underneath the earring. And so you can see a little bit of the skin here, and then it bumps on this side as well. Goes back down that way. This is the white collar, and then it comes down to like a square sort of section here. And this has extra sort of lines like that. One, two, well, one more. He also has a shadow underneath his chin. And we can see a little bit more hair sticking out from behind his neck. So like, kind of thing, and maybe like another one here. And we add the red highlights. And then the rest of his costume. So we can see his collar there. Front of it sort of here. And then his button sort of sticks out this way. And this has, you know, those texture lines on the button. Collar, another line that way. And then his green kimono kind of comes down that way. And the back of it sticks up, down, up, down, around to there. And then sort of, right, so we got like the front of that, sort of sticks out there. And then his shoulder, out, down like so. And then we just break it up into green and black squares. So that's green, this is black. On here and here. It's all just black back here, I think. That's just a black square. It's a fold line. And then some more over here, so kind of skinnier on this side. And if you want, sometimes thickening up your edge lines in Demon Slayer is worth doing sometimes. They don't do it all the time in the anime, but sometimes they do. Alright, but I think I'll leave it there. That is how to draw Tanjiro demon form, like an alternate demon form. Hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.